Hello third grade families, this is our third video for the review of Unit 1 in third grade with Everyday Mathematics. Today what I'm going to review with you is using frames and arrows. This language is unique to Everyday Mathematics, but the concept is very generic. Basically, the idea behind this is that numbers can move in sequence or in pattern based on a rule. So this is a lot like input and output that you would see later in algebra. Basically, the idea here is, like I said, that there's some sort of pattern between the sequence of numbers. So we know that normally if we were counting by ones, the next number that would follow in sequence after 37 would be 38. But the next number here in this sequence is 40, which tells us that there's a pattern or there's a rule behind this sequence. To find the rule, I need to find the difference between these numbers. If you need to review finding differences, you can go to the Finding Differences video under Unit 1. I know that the difference between 37 and 40 is 3, and that the difference between 40 and 43 is also 3. That tells me that my rule is going to be to add 3. Your rule could be to add, to subtract, to multiply, to divide. It just depends on the numbers in the sequence. To fill in the missing numbers, I know that next I need to add 3 to 43, which is 46, and then again add 3 to get to 49, and finally add 3 again to get to 52. All of these numbers follow in sequence by adding 3. This can be represented a little bit differently down here with the frames and arrows. Here it tells you the rule for this kind of arrow. As you progress in the EDMs, you might see a dotted line arrow or a thicker arrow or a thinner arrow, and each arrow might represent a different rule. That's just a more challenging way of showing patterns in sequence. So here the rule is going to be to add 5 cents. I know that if I add 5 cents to 10 cents, I will get 15 cents. If you find that your student is struggling here to follow this rule, I always suggest that they write the rule on the arrow and that they go 10 cents plus 5 cents is 15 cents. 15 cents plus 5 cents is 20 cents. 20 cents plus 5 cents is 25 cents. Here it's like a self-check. Yep, I have the right number. I'm going in the right sequence. Plus 5 cents is 30 cents. You can continue practicing these on your own by pausing the video and continuing to solve the problems on the page. Feel free to challenge yourself and challenge each other at home by making up your own rule and making up your own sequence. For example, I might decide that my rule is times 2. But I'm not going to tell you that because I'm going to try to challenge you or stoop you. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my sequence and decide I'm going to start with the number 6. I know 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24. And those are the only hints or clues I'm going to give you in this sequence. Now I can hand this notebook or the blank sheet of paper, whatever you're choosing to work on today, to my child, or if you are a third grade mathematician, you can hand this to your parents, and then you can say, find my rule, and see if you can challenge each other that way.